What's good, Arsenal Universe, man? It's your boy Dro the Gooner coming at you with an opinion video. This isn't a match analysis or match review video. If you guys are looking for something like that, please check out We Made It podcast. Those guys did an excellent review of the Champions League final. You can follow these guys on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. If you're looking for a match analysis of that particular match, no one did a better job than those guys at We Made It podcast. So most definitely check those guys out. Speaking of the UEFA Champions League final, I want to give a shout out to Liverpool Football Club on winning their 6th European title, and I want to gladly, proudly, and happily say, "Fuck you, Spurs! Fuck you!" I'm not going to apologize for laughing at their demise. They did the same thing to us. That's what a rivalry is. When two clubs, two organizations, two sports teams don't like each other, they poke fun at each other. I had to sit there since Wednesday, deal with all the memes and gifs and jokes from Spurs fans, and I also work with a Spurs fan, so I had to hear his shit all week. And now, Monday, when I go into work, I'm going to make it personal. I'm going to go out of my way to find him and poke fun and laugh at him if he has the balls to show up to work, which he probably doesn't, like a lot of Spurs fans and people within the Spurs organization. But again, shout out to Liverpool Football Club. That is a model that Arsenal should use, approach, and attach to our organization and club as a model for success. They didn't have a large influx of money. They didn't have a cousin who's also a sheikh that started a car rental company that's going to be the official car rental sponsor of our club and give us 50 million euros for that sponsorship. We don't have that. We're not Manchester City. We do not have all those. We do not have the access to launder our money. Yes, I said launder our money to the depth at which Manchester City and PSG are able to do. They're able to have relatives and family members start up sponsorship companies in order to inflate sponsorship deals to increase their revenue for spending on players, and that's a part of FFP. It's you have two ways of bringing money into your club that you're able to in turn spend on the squad, and one way is through player sales, and the other way is through commercial revenue via TV revenue, through your TV deals, and through your sponsorship deals. Forgive me, guys. Okay, we're back on. I think we're back on. I had a notification on my phone. Forgive me. But we don't operate like that. Nor do I think we should operate that. I think we should be following Liverpool's model, having an owner that cares about smart financial business dealings, and I believe that's what Stan Kroenke and Kroenke Sports Group are going to bring to the table. No owner can simply just reach into his pocket and write a club a check anymore. That's not possible with FFP regulations going on now. The only way an owner can influx money into the club is through ways of increasing revenue, like expanding a stadium. We have a very large stadium that it doesn't need any further expansion. And through clearing debt, we were a club that we weren't in debt, so there wasn't a need for Stan Kroenke to influx money into the club. We're going to be a self-sustaining club, and through that model, how we bring in revenues through player sales. We need to move player sales on. We need to move players on. Forgive me. We're not a we don't have a Philippe Coutinho on our squad that we can move on for 131 million euros like Liverpool did. But we need to move players on that no longer fit into the squad and that are being a parasite and or leech to our wage bill, i.e. Mesut Ozil. Speaking of Mesut Ozil, me personally, if I was Raul Sanyahi, I'm telling Unai Emery and his team that they need to report Monday morning so we can discuss his future with this football club. And I would literally be absolutely cutthroat, gutter, no holds barred, and not hold back any punches. I recently watched two documentaries. I watched the Trouble documentary about Manchester United, and I had watched the Class of '92 United, and how ruthless Sir Alex Ferguson was with his squad selection and with his player acquisition and player dealings. The fact that he brought somebody in like Teddy Sheringham and told him, like, hey, you might not play. You might not play at all in the season. I just need you as depth. He told a guy, Nicky Butt, who had came through that academy, you might not ever touch the field for me, but when I call upon you, when I need you to, will you be there? The choice is yours. Do you want to play for Manchester United or not? And that's exactly how we need to be with our squad. Do you want to play for Arsenal Football Club? Yes, you do. Okay, well, here are the rules, and these are the regulations in which you are going to operate under while being a member of Arsenal Football Club. If you do not, then we move you on. Like I said, I'm sitting Mesut Ozil and his team down. I'm giving them two options. Option A, we renegotiate your contract and we sell you to another club because you do not fit into the manager's system and you are a detriment on our wage bill. Or option two, we will pay you and cut you. And when we pay you and cut you, we will blitz the media with a press conference, with all kind of informations, with all kind of communications that we have with you, discussing this matter, showing that you truly don't care about the football club, that you're not this person that you claim to be, that you love the club and you're trying hard every day in practice. We will put all information out there possible to make you look as bad as possible. That's how ruthless we need to be. This European football scene, this player acquisition scene when it comes to European football, it is a low down, dirty, knockout, drag out prison brawl. You cannot afford to be gentlemen. We are trying to have a gentleman's duel in a prison fight. That's not going to happen. You can't smack a guy on the face with a glove and say, let's walk 10 paces and exchange blows. That doesn't happen in a prison fight. You might get shanked. You might get stomped, choked out, whatever. And that's the type of approach we need to take to the transfer market and player acquisition dealing. Does the guy fit or doesn't he fit? Does his wages fit or doesn't his wages fit? Let's move him on. We're not going to play these games. We're not going to sit there and put the ball in your lap. We're not going to call you. This isn't a hotel. This isn't a spa. This is a football club that has goals of winning the Prem and winning the Champions League. And we need to be as such when dealing with players. And I hope to see that moving forward. I'm not going to give you guys any transfer speculations or anything like that. I'm not going to post a video of this guy's rumored to come to Arsenal or this guy is rumored to come to Arsenal. I'm not going to do that because and it's not a knock on anyone who does. If you do that, you know, more power to you, shout out to you. But that's just not my deal. That's not something I want to get involved with because I don't want to get involved with speculations because all that is mostly news coming from an agent that told some guy that works at a newspaper. And they're always, it's always something like Corello de, I don't speak Italian, Corello del Sporto, the Italian newspaper, for some reason is always putting these information out, or it's coming from Marca in Spain, and no, I'd rather not deal in that. There are players that I wouldn't mind Arsenal go after. I've mentioned those guys in my previous videos. Forgive me. I will be doing review videos this summer. It will be Copa America and Gold Cup because I live here in the States, so I'm going to review the U.S. national teams when it comes to Gold Cup. And I'm just going to be reviewing Copa America matches, especially with Edu being our technical director and the fact that Lucas Torreira is playing for Uruguay in our tournament. I will be watching that tournament. If there are a couple of players that, you know, catch my attention, I'll mention them in the review videos that maybe Arsenal should look into signing those guys. But I won't be doing any player speculation videos during the summer. Like I said, my summer plans are to review Gold Cup and Copa America. I would love to do African Cup of Nations. I really would. I'm really working on towards doing that. But that's going to cause me to pay for another subscription to another streaming service, which I'm just not willing to do right now because I'm already streaming I'm already paying for several different streaming services. I just don't want to get into another one. But those are the summer plans, and then I'll be back again for preseason matches as well as the beginning of the season. Or if there's any transfer news that comes out about a player, I'll put out a video about him if I know about the player. I'm not going to claim to be the end-all, be-all when it comes to world football. I watch a lot of different leagues, but I mostly watch a lot of Serie A. I watch Liga MX, the Mexican soccer league, and I've watched a lot of Copa Libertadores. So, and I watch a lot of Bundesliga. So I watch the leagues that I have access to. but I would be more than happy to do research or information on any player that we acquire. As far as those players that we need to acquire during the summer, I think we have to go defense. I don't care. Don't tell me about some flashy winger. I don't want to care about any center attacking midfield. I don't care about any position. We need a center back. We need a left back. We need a backup right back that can challenge Bellerin for his first team spot. That's one of the biggest issues with the mentality of our club. I keep hearing people complain about the mentality. We're not tough enough. We get intimidated, especially away from home. We don't know how to fight back. That competition comes from competition being bred within the squad, doing practice every day. If you constantly have to look over a guy that's just there to try to take your place every day in practice, that's just going to push you even more. It's going to teach you how to fight. It's going to teach you how to come back. It's going to teach you how to stand up when you get knocked down. So, and until we have that in our squad, we're going to keep having a mentality. You just can't run up to a guy and that's making X amount of dollars and yell in his face and say, hey, you need to step it up. It's like, no, that competition comes within. So if we bring in a guy, he beats out Bellerin, he beats out Bellerin. You bring in a guy, he beats out Socrates, he beats out Socrates. But we most definitely need a left back, a center back, a right back, and then later on down the line, I would even put defensive midfielder in that role. Granted, Xhaka has been frustrating at times, so I wouldn't mind him having some competition for his spot. But that's my thoughts and dealings on players' acquisitions. And another thing that has been troubling me in the Arsenal universe as far as social media concerns. There was an incident where a YouTuber was accidentally recorded saying some things that a lot of people took issue with, and I'm not judging him for saying those things. I'm not going to judge individuals for taking issue with him on that subject. I totally, like, if he feels as though he was right, then he feels as though if he's right. If the person the people that have taken issue with him take issue with him, they're justified in their feelings as well. You can't tell somebody how to feel or make them feel a certain way. But the one thing that I will stand up for and I will say is that just because you live in London and just because you have access to going to matches does not make you more of a supporter or more of a fan than me living here in America or anybody living anywhere in the world. We are Arsenal Football Club. We are one of the largest football clubs in the world. There are fan clubs in Mexico City. There are fan clubs in Buenos Aires, Argentina. There are fan clubs in Brazil. There are fan clubs in South Africa. There's a gentleman, I think his name is Gooner. He does a podcast from South Africa. There's a guy who does a podcast in Uganda. There's a Burkamp Wonderland, probably my favorite, one of the best YouTube channels, period. I'm not just saying a Arsenal YouTube channel, just one of the best YouTube channels, period. Those guys invite people from all over the world, Australia, Canada, here in the States. We have one of the largest fan bases in Asia. Why do you think Arsenal gets up and goes on Asian tours? And the fact that those guys buy those, when Arsenal goes on those Asian tours, those fans sell out stadiums and buy tickets. We buy merchandise. I have jerseys, hats, beanies. I have a backpack. I have a jacket. I have all these things that I bought them because I love Arsenal Football Club. And just the fact that I don't live in London, or the fact that I haven't been able to make a match, does not cheapen my fandom or make me less of a fan. That's one thing I stand for. That's one thing that cannot happen. That's one thing that should not happen. So whoever's getting involved in that, like, you can disagree about what you disagree about, but we're not going to discredit fandom. There are thousands of fans across the world that will never, ever, ever be able to attend a match at the Emirates. Does that make them less of a fan? Do they care less? Do they not hurt or bleed with Arsenal Football Club? I believe that they do, and I totally disagree or discredit anyone who tries to discredit anyone's fandom. that's my piece about that. And again, man, I love this football club. I care about this club. The reason why I started putting videos out was because I got tired of typing. I got tired of watching videos and getting into Instagram debates and YouTube debates through comments with people. I was like, it's better if I just speak my piece versus trying to type it in a limited space in a limited time. And I'm going to keep the videos coming. Like I said, guys, I'm doing a Gold Cup, mostly USA matches, and I'll be doing Copa America matches. I'm really going to try hard to do African Cup of Nations. African Cup of Nations is the only, no, well, not the only, it's one of the continental tournaments that I have yet to see, and I really want to check it out. From highlights and from YouTube videos, the tournaments, the gameplay looks pretty exciting. I was really impressed with Senegal at this past World Cup, and I want to see more of that. So I'm really going to try to check those out and get you guys match reviews, man. And I appreciate every single view, every single thumbs up, every single comment I like, and I look forward to bringing you guys more content. And peace, love, fuck you Spurs, and deuces to the Arsenal universe, man.